Zion, Kof, Raish, Yud Hayes, Square World, how are y'all doing? It is officially December 24th, 2020. Year of the pandemic, year of all kind of craziness. I'm going to recap the year for Zachariah, also known as Shemaine Josie. So it's been a crazy year. Of course, I had my goals scripted, what I wanted to see come into fruition for 2020. A lot of those things did happen. This was a step back year financially because I transitioned back to North Carolina, and also I was transitioning work fields. I still own the LLC, looking at a way to make it profitable. But 2020 did bring some challenges for the LLC. So that's all good. Not really concerned about that. Wanted to start a car dealership. I've sold cars for 5 years. I know that industry is very lucrative, but 2020's pandemic did slow the industry up, but then the industry has picked back up because now there is a inventory kind of shortage. So it's still something that I will be creating a plan for to look to get into maybe 2022 or 2023. So coming up in 2021, 2022, it's all about building capital. I have a capital goal. In fact, I tell y'all to script your life, but I do practice what I preach. So you can see my goal there is 200K in 2021 from a gross sales revenue standpoint. So did get my insurance license. That is a way to bring that about. I will be still pushing the LLC, Long Distance Solutions, to bring in some revenue to get me to that goal. And also I'll be working on some other things to make that happen. So let's see. So the insurance process was very long because I couldn't dedicate it the necessary time to really bring in the information into my mind. It's a lot of new terminology, some terms that I'm not familiar with in processes. So in my vacation, I think in August, I was able to sit down and let a lot of the information kind of soak in. I don't try to force stuff in with information I learn. I'm a lifetime learner, so I love information, but I like to let it kind of resonate in and as I experience it. So as I implement, act on it, learn about it, conversate about it, that allows the information to settle in more natural for me. You know, everybody has a different learning process. I think there's about 7 different learning, where there's spatial. Some people are more hands-on. Some people are more where they can do lectures. So I would recommend you look up and study and see what's your best way to master information. I do believe in mastery. So one thing in saying that, as you can see here, I do have mastery down there. This is one of my vision boards I've created for insurance. Some things that I want to do. I basically want to master the insurance field. So I've vision boarded that, and I'm going to bring that into fruition. This is something I put together 9/4/2020. I'm always dating my material. You gotta date it. This is another one of my vision boards, covering sovereign, becoming a corporate citizen, and becoming the bank. I have insurance, I have intellectual property through Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and day and swing trading. Also the spiritual or intangible or incorporeal or esoteric concepts through gold and silver, which is a store of value. So not really an investment, but somewhere that you can place value versus keeping it inside a fiat currency that you may hold into a bank savings account that doesn't really draw any interest. So gold and silver is based on money supply for the most part, also monetary and fiscal policy, which the Fed and the Treasury implement. So with the new bill that was just passed, can't remember the name of it, gold and silver's value still should go up. And they are manipulated like everything else, but it is what it is. So, and then the holding company structure. There is a guy, check him out on YouTube. I'm gonna give him a shout out. Hustlers Kung Fu and Savage Finance. He talks about that. He has a product called the Corporate Toolbox that I will be purchasing. Okay. 2020 also brought me closer to the Nelson Nash way, becoming your own banker. Picked up a host of books: Collusion by Nomi Prinz, Aftermath by James Rickards. So always keep your reading game up. That's strong. That's one of my secret powers. Reading and vocabulary and different processes and nomenclature for different financial structures, because financial literacy, as we all know, was implemented not to be taught in the United States school system. I believe that was created in some form of Board of Education in 1907 or 1904. Don't quote me. So that's to keep the masses basically financially illiterate. Most people don't know or can't reference that the Fed was created in 1913 along with the IRS. So just do your research. Look up fee.com. I believe it is Financial Educational Earners, or look up the Mises Institute. There's a book I'm gonna pick up called The Pirates of Manhattan 1 and 2. So I'm just a big square when it comes to learning financial. This is my lane. So no formal background as far as an education or master's or bachelor's, but I'm a self-studying learner. I talk about it. Here's one of my favorite movies, Enron. Hey, good movie. Also like The Great Debaters. That's square stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, this is just kind of a year wrap up. 2020, did buy my first ounce of gold at $15.58. That's a little relic. Sorry if it's a little shiny, but that's a little relic of the receipt. I bought my first ounce of gold at $15.58. That gold now is around 18. Also bought a gram a while back. That's 1 gram of gold there. Got some silver ounces. Silver's gone up a little bit. I think I've got these when there's around 18 to 17. So some other ounces. Basically, I wanted to create a wealth mindset. I had to do what the wealthy do. So I had to get into the game. Get a little skin in the game, as they say. So bought my first ounce of gold. Bought some silver. Been researching what that means. Also looking to learn more about shadow banking, the repo market. These are all terms that the wealthy know, that own a large volume of different assets. So when you're wealthy, you will see that you have to move in and out of the different asset classes as the financial climate changes. So at one point in time, it may be good to be in 10-year treasuries. At one point in time, it may be better to be in the bonds. Of course, gold and silver. Crypto now is very huge. I miss crypto. So back in 2015, I was then in what I would say my working class mindset. So I do keep folders and all my information. I got calendars of information that I wrote down, my goals. This is how I grow. So I'm able to go back into the time and see where I was, what was I thinking, and how was I growing, what was going on in my life. So I did actually get in a Forex account. So I deposited $500. I was going to start trying to learn how to trade. But my mindset wasn't there. This was more wealth consciousness orientated, and I was still in my middle class zone. So I was still trying to break the 60K to 70K a year goal. So now the goal is to hit the 100, the 200K, the 250, the 300K, but not in W-2 income, because then you're just going to be taxed. When you want to be wealthy, then you're going to create LLCs, which my first LLC was born December 18th. It's my nice little state of North Carolina there. Also learning different tax and wealth strategies. The more you look into the wealth mindset, you're able to see further into the future and think long term. So here's a crafted plan, 9, 15, 19, so over a year, for me to create a 100-year goal or a 100-year plan. And this is just the baby steps into that plan. It accounts for my age, the age of my 7 children, and different things I want to manifest in the different years, in the stages that they are in their life. So one important thing is to have leadership within the family and create generational wealth. That's for my nuclear family and my extended family. Another thing is to be business orientated and have strong skill sets in management. The car dealership was something I wrote down. Real estate, which is as I make money, I will then want to put it into real estate. So, and also have financial freedom. That's to work as hard as I want to, relax when I want to, spend time with family, and not be controlled by another entity that said, oh, you don't have enough time off or enough sick days, or et cetera, et cetera. So, like I said, this is a kind of a wrap up, kind of just me. I was brainstorming today. It was raining, so I did a little work, came in. I'm just going over my notes because we're getting really close to 2021. So this is a folder of 2021, a calendar. I've already got my revenues and gross sales goal written down. As I was going back and looking through my notes, I had found that other years I had put my goals down and I accomplished those goals probably 18 to 24 months later. So I'm just brainstorming, going over how I'm going to implement my goals to let my mind and the universe work on my behalf. So had some other things to kind of go over. I haven't been on in a while. It's probably been a couple of weeks, but like I said, I got inspired. I was just going over my goals for 2021 and just wanted to share that with the people. I also appreciate all my die-hard subscribers, those that look for me to put out new content. Greatly appreciate your support. Don't forget to comment, like, and if you know anybody else that's looking for entrepreneurial business, metaphysics, and just being the best man and male and being that they can be, have them subscribe, man. Share the content. So this is also one of my babies, Squirrel World. So we will be getting the LLC next year. We'll be looking to implement this into the tax strategies, a home-based business. So this year was kind of my introduction year. So we're going to get some better equipment. We're going to get the MacBook where we can do more videos that are consumer friendly with all the little, editing and all that. But like I said, this was an idea born between me and my son, and just wanted to implement it, man. That's what creators do. We have an idea, we put it on paper, and then we make it a reality. So this video is going a little longer than normal, but like I said, it's been a couple of weeks and haven't had a chance to really give y'all some of my life, but and this is also relics for me to look back and see how I've grown, where my mindset was. So that was one of the things I used to do just on my own, take videos of where my mind was. I used to write it down. I still write a lot down. But to have the vocals and to see my mindset and break certain things down, then I can go back a year later and say, like, wow, you've grown. Because now on that particular concept or precept, you can see this information. So, it's good, man. 2020 also brought me a great metaphysical teacher. Check him out, Comedic Centered Living. Reginald Martin, giving him a shout out on Comedic Centered Living. I joined his class maybe 3 months ago, and it's been phenomenal. A lot of the things I already was into, but he's just confirming that I do know what I know, and he's also been giving me a whole lot more light into the comedic sciences, and I'm very happy with his content. So this is a shout out to you. 2021, man, we gonna get it. We gonna get it. This year was a good year. It was a step back year, but sometimes you got to take a step back to lunge 2 steps forward. So, like I said, revenue dropped a little bit, but we did attain a lot of the goals, because transitions, that's what happened. You take a pivot, so you're going to lose a little bit momentum for all my sports fans. But feel good, man. I'm going to continue to mindstorm today and just trying to get into my thoughts and my ideas and really draw on the universe to pull those into my reality. I'm on my X-Men stuff today. So I liken myself to Professor X or either Jean Grey. Hey, category 5, baby. We don't play. Zion, Kof, Resh, Yud, Hey. Salute.